The internet is in absolute chaos right now. Fans are stunned, hearts are breaking, and social media is on fire because one of Hollywood's most adored power couples may have finally called it quits. Yes, you heard that right. After nearly a decade of love, music, and those picture-perfect moments that made everyone believe in soulmates, Jenny Aiko has reportedly dumped Big Sean. And the reason? Well, let's just say it's not what anyone expected. Sources close to the couple claim that things between them have been rocky for months, but no one could have predicted the explosive fight that allegedly ended their 10-year relationship. Some say it was jealousy. Others whisper it was betrayal. And a few insiders hint that another woman might be involved. Someone from Big Sean's past who never truly went away. But just when fans thought the drama couldn't get any wilder, a totally different story broke, one that melted hearts everywhere. Rap star Glorilla has just brought her dad to tears after surprising him with a brand new luxury car, and the emotional moment was caught on camera. From heartbreak to heartwarming, this story has everything: betrayal, love, tears, and triumph. So what really happened between Jeannie and Big Sean? And how did Glorilla's sweet surprise leave her father speechless? Let's break it all down. The tension had been building for months, though no one outside their inner circle truly saw it coming. On the surface, Jenny Aiko and Big Sean seemed inseparable, sharing sweet smiles at award shows, posting cozy pictures on birthdays, and even performing those deeply emotional duets that made fans believe their love was eternal. But behind closed doors, things weren't nearly as perfect as the world thought. According to one close friend, they were living two different lives. She wanted peace, stability, and family energy. He wanted to be out there, working late nights, hanging with the guys, and keeping that superstar energy alive. That difference, insiders say, was the beginning of the storm. It all started after Jean dropped her latest single, which fans quickly noticed had unusually raw lyrics, lines about being tired of holding it together and loving someone who's lost in his own reflection. People thought it was just art, a poetic release. But now looking back, those lyrics sound more like a warning. Big Sean reportedly confronted her one night in the studio asking, "Are those lyrics about me?" Jean, usually calm and soft-spoken, didn't sugarcoat her answer. "If you think they are, maybe that says something about how you've been treating me." The room went silent. Producers quietly excused themselves, leaving the two alone in the dim studio, tension hanging heavier than the bass line echoing from the speakers. That confrontation didn't end the relationship, but it cracked something between them. Friends started noticing subtle changes. Jean stopped showing up to Sean's listening parties. Sean, in turn, began making solo appearances at events where she'd normally be right by his side. Fans started flooding their comments with questions. Where's Jean? Are they okay? Why no posts together? But both remained silent. Silence, however, only fueled speculation. Things truly spiraled when a certain photo began circulating online. It was a candid shot of Big Sean at a private event, standing close, too close according to fans, to a mysterious woman with long curls and a dazzling smile. Rumors spread like wildfire. "Is this why Jenny looks so distant lately?" One fan tweeted. Another posted, "Sean better not be playing with her heart again." Within hours, the picture was everywhere. Blogs, gossip pages, reaction channels, and the narrative was out of control. Sean dismissed it at first, saying it was nothing serious, just a friend from way back. But for Jen, it wasn't that simple. She had been through this cycle before: doubt, reassurance, disappointment, and this time, she wasn't sure she could handle another round. According to an insider close to Jean, that photo became the breaking point. She saw it, and something in her just broke. She said, "I can't do this anymore. I've been loyal, patient, forgiving, but I can't heal someone who keeps reopening my wounds." That's when she reportedly packed a few things and left their shared home quietly one morning, leaving behind nothing but a handwritten note that read, "I still love you, but I need to love myself more." Meanwhile, Big Sean was blindsided. He didn't believe she'd actually go through with it. Friends say he spent days trying to reach her, calling and texting nonstop. "Just talk to me," one message reportedly read. "Don't let the world come between us." But Jen, determined this time, stayed silent. Instead, she poured her emotions into music, spending hours in the studio, channeling her heartbreak into melodies that would later trend online as fans dissected every lyric for hidden meanings. Social media, of course, exploded. Fans divided into two camps: those defending Jeannie's decision, praising her strength, and those pleading for reconciliation. 10 years together can't just end like that, one fan wrote. Another commented, she deserves peace. If she had to walk away to find it, I support that. People began resurfacing old clips from interviews where both spoke about trust and growth, turning them into viral montages titled, Where It All Went Wrong. Amidst all this heartbreak, a new storyline unexpectedly stole the spotlight. Glorilla's emotional surprise for her father. While the world was watching one love story fall apart, another kind of love, pure and family-centered, was shining online. Glorilla posted a video of herself leading her father to the driveway, his eyes covered as she giggled. You ready, Pops? When he opened his eyes, there it was. A sleek, shining black SUV with a giant red bow. The look on his face was priceless. He froze, covered his mouth, and tears immediately welled up. You didn't have to do this, baby girl, he said, voice trembling. Glorilla laughed through her own tears. You did everything for me, Daddy. This is just a start. Fans couldn't get enough. The clip spread fast, turning into a viral moment of pure joy that contrasted sharply with the heartbreak dominating the headlines about Jean and Sean. One comment read, in a world full of drama, this is what we need more of. Real love, real gratitude. Another wrote, Glorilla out here healing hearts while everyone else breaking them. But while Glorilla's video brought warmth to social media, the tension between Jean and Sean only deepened. Sources claim that Sean tried to arrange a private meeting, saying he wanted closure, not chaos. After several ignored calls, Jean finally agreed to meet at a quiet restaurant they used to love before fame consumed their time. Witnesses who happened to be there say the encounter was emotional and raw. One diner claimed, you could tell they were trying to be calm, but emotions were running high. She was teary-eyed. He looked frustrated but regretful. During the conversation, Sean reportedly said, I never meant to hurt you. You know that, Jenny replied softly. Intentions don't erase pain. Sean. She told him she still cared for him, but couldn't rebuild something that kept collapsing. You need to figure out what you really want, she said before walking out. Sean stayed behind for nearly an hour, staring at the untouched plate in front of him. After that meeting, fans noticed Sean posting cryptic captions, phrases like self-reflection season and you don't lose real ones. You lose chances. Meanwhile, Jeannie was seen in the studio more often, collaborating with producers she hadn't worked with in years. Insiders say she's crafting her most personal album yet, filled with songs about resilience, healing, and rediscovery. One track teased in a snippet online featured the line, You can't rebuild trust on broken glass, which fans immediately linked to Sean. As their story unfolded publicly, other celebrities began subtly chiming in. One artist, close to both of them, tweeted, Sometimes love doesn't die. It just outgrows the people who stop watering it. That tweet got thousands of retweets within hours, with fans speculating it was directed at the couple. People couldn't stop analyzing every move, what they liked, what they unliked, what lyrics they quoted. It became a cultural moment, a mix of heartbreak, art, and gossip that blurred the line between reality and performance. Still, beneath the chaos, there was an unspoken truth. These two had built something real over the years, something not easily erased, no matter how public the fallout became. And even as Jean distanced herself, part of her still carried the weight of those shared memories, those late-night confessions, and the quiet moments that the cameras never caught. What no one expected, though, was that the story was far from over. Because just as the world began to settle into believing it was truly the end, an unexpected twist would pull both of them back into each other's orbit. And this time, it would change everything. Days after their emotional meeting at that quiet restaurant, things seemed calm on the surface, but behind the scenes, the storm was only getting stronger. Jean had gone silent on social media, choosing instead to pour her thoughts into late-night recording sessions. Her team said she'd been showing up to the studio at odd hours, sometimes 3 a.m, lost in her own world, headphones on, eyes closed, writing nonstop. Those who saw her said it wasn't about making hits anymore. It was therapy. She's channeling pain into poetry, one engineer shared. You can hear it in every note. It's beautiful, but it's heavy. Big Sean, on the other hand, seemed restless. He was spotted out with friends, hitting the gym, attending charity events, even smiling for paparazzi. But fans could tell it was all forced. One clip from a live performance went viral after fans noticed his voice cracking while performing a love song he'd written for Jane years ago. Midway through, he stopped, closed his eyes, and said quietly into the mic, "Some love stories just don't go the way you planned." The crowd screamed, phones raised, but the sadness behind that statement hit hard. Soon after, rumors started circulating that Sean had been reaching out to mutual friends, asking them to check on her. He didn't want to seem desperate, but his messages told another story. "I know she needs space, but I just need her to know I still care," he reportedly told one close friend. But that same friend later admitted, space was the one thing she'd been asking for all along. And now that she's finally taken it, he's not sure how to live with it. Meanwhile, the internet kept doing what it does best, digging. Someone uncovered old interviews where Jean had described her idea of love as something peaceful, not something that feels like survival. Another resurfaced clip of Sean talking about working on himself started trending again. Fans were connecting dots, building timelines, and crafting theories like detectives on a mission. Hashtags like "Pray for Jean" and "Now let's see and heal" began trending simultaneously, creating this bizarre digital tug-of-war between supporters of both sides. Then came the twist that no one saw coming. Just as fans were adjusting to their breakup, a cryptic photo appeared on Sean's Instagram story. Nothing explicit, just a dimly lit shot of what looked like Jeannie's notebook on a wooden table, the kind she always used for lyrics. The caption read, "Still inspiring." Within minutes, the internet exploded. Is he trying to win her back? How did he get that notebook? Are they secretly seeing each other? Sean deleted the story a few minutes later, but the damage was done. Screenshots spread like wildfire, blogs picked it up, and everyone wanted answers. Sources close to Jeannie claimed she wasn't happy about it. One insider said, "She felt it was disrespectful." She told friends, "I'm trying to move on quietly, and he keeps pulling me back into the noise." That same night, Jean posted a cryptic message of her own on her story. White background, simple text. "Peace is louder than attention." It was calm but sharp, and fans instantly took it as a response to Sean's post. The digital chess game had begun. While all this was happening, Glorilla's story kept circulating, giving fans a much-needed dose of positivity. Her clip with her father had now reached over 10 million views, and major outlets were picking it up. She was doing interviews about it, smiling proudly as she said, "I just wanted to give back to the man who gave me everything." Her dad, in one interview, wiped away tears saying, "That moment made me realize all the sacrifices were worth it." It was wholesome, emotional, and pure, the total opposite of the drama unfolding between Jean and Sean. Many fans even started joking online, saying, "We need Glorilla to teach everyone how to love right." Back in Los Angeles, though, things were still tense. Sean reportedly showed up unexpectedly at a private event where Jeannie was performing. He wasn't on the guest list, but according to several witnesses, he stood quietly at the back, hands in his pockets, watching as she sang a brand new, unreleased song. Her voice was trembling but powerful, and the lyrics cut deep. "You can't fix me with apologies. You broke what you refused to see." People who noticed Sean there said he looked emotional, even teary-eyed. When the performance ended, he approached her backstage, saying softly, "That was beautiful, Jay." She gave a polite smile but didn't linger. "Thank you," she said before walking away. Later that night, Sean posted another cryptic message, this time a quote. "Some lessons hurt more because they were meant to." Fans immediately connected it to the performance, commenting things like, "He's still in love," and "Bro's in his feelings again." Meanwhile, Jean seemed completely focused on her new project. One of her team members teased that she was recording a collaboration with an unexpected artist, a name no one expected, someone who, ironically, had been rumored to have had tension with Sean in the past. The gossip world went crazy. "She's working with his rival? Is this revenge or just business?" Headlines screamed. But the truth, according to people close to her, was simpler. She wasn't chasing revenge. She was healing in her own way. She said she's tired of being seen as just half of a couple, one producer shared. This time she wants to stand alone, make music for herself. Still, fans couldn't resist the drama. Comment sections were filled with fire emojis, heartbreak gifs, and endless speculation. Everyone wanted to know. Was this the end, or just another chapter? Amidst all of this, Glorilla's story took an even more emotional turn. A week after gifting her dad the car, she surprised him again. this time by flying in family members he hadn't seen in years for a small backyard reunion. Videos from that day showed laughter, hugs, and happy tears. At one point, Glorilla's dad was heard saying, "This is the best week of my life." Social media users started dubbing her the Daughter of the Year, and fans flooded her comments with love. "Glorilla out here fixing generational pain while Hollywood couples falling apart," one tweet read, gaining thousands of likes. The contrast between these two stories fascinated fans. On one side, heartbreak and healing. On the other, joy and gratitude. The internet was hooked on both, unable to look away. Every new development added fuel to the fire. Then, something unexpected happened again. A rumor surfaced that Jean and Glorilla were set to appear at the same charity event. People immediately started speculating whether the two would meet, whether Glorilla's positive energy could somehow influence Jean's healing journey. When the event day finally came, cameras captured Jean arriving gracefully, dressed simply but elegantly, while Glorilla showed up beaming as always, her father proudly by her side. Fans noticed that when they finally crossed paths, they exchanged a warm hug and a few quiet words. No one knows exactly what was said, but those who witnessed it described the moment as gentle and grounding. Later that night, Jean posted something rare, a photo of a sunset with the caption, "Healing in progress." It was the first time in weeks that fans saw her sound genuinely at peace. Comments flooded in, saying things like, "She looks like she's finally letting go," and "This energy suits her." Big Sean saw it too, according to sources, and reportedly told a friend, "If she's happy, then that's enough." But even then, deep down, he wasn't ready to let go completely, because the very next morning, something happened that would throw everything back into chaos, shaking both their worlds all over again. The next morning started quietly, just another Los Angeles sunrise spilling gold over the city. But peace never lasts long in the world of celebrity love stories. Around 9 a.m., the internet erupted again. Blogs, gossip accounts, and fan pages all posted the same headline. Big Sean spotted leaving Jhené Aiko's house early morning. The paparazzi photos were grainy but clear enough to recognize him. Same hoodie he'd worn the night before, same unmistakable chain. Fans lost it instantly. "Wait, what?" one tweet screamed. "After all that, they're back together?" Others weren't so sure. "Maybe he was just dropping something off," one user speculated. But the truth, as always, was far more complicated. According to sources, Sean had reached out one last time the night before, asking if they could meet to return a few personal items. Jean, still focused on healing, agreed, thinking it would bring closure. But as they talked, what was meant to be a short exchange turned into hours of deep conversation. They laughed, they cried, they talked about everything, one insider shared. It was like 10 years of love, pain, and misunderstanding spilled out in that one night. When dawn broke, Sean finally left, but by then, the paparazzi had already caught him. Jen, upon seeing the headlines, was reportedly frustrated. She hadn't wanted this moment to become public. She was trying to move quietly, but now the whole world was once again analyzing her every move. She texted Sean, "I didn't need this to be a story again." He replied, "I'm sorry. I just wanted to make things right." Though there was tension, those close to them say the meeting had reopened something, a fragile connection neither of them could ignore. That same day, while fans debated online, Glorilla's positivity continued to shine. Her father's car gift had led to a major talk show invitation, and her segment aired that morning. During the interview, she spoke about growing up with little and wanting to show gratitude. Her words, "You can't move forward without honoring where you came from," hit home for a lot of viewers. Ironically, those same words were circulating on social media just as Sean and Jean's drama reignited, creating a strange emotional parallel. Two completely different kinds of love stories trending side by side. As Jean tried to refocus on her music, Sean made a bold move. That weekend, during a live performance at a packed festival, he paused between songs and began talking about learning to love better. He didn't name names, but everyone knew who he was talking about. "Sometimes," he said, you take for granted the kind of love that makes you want to grow. I messed up more than once, but I'll always be grateful for what that love taught me." The crowd roared, fans screaming her name even though he never said it. The clip went viral within minutes, and the internet exploded with theories. Is this his apology? Are they giving it another shot? Jean saw it too. Friends said she was torn, angry that he'd made something so private into another public moment. but also moved by the sincerity in his voice. One friend said, "She said it felt like he was finally saying the things she'd waited years to hear, but at the wrong time, and in the wrong way." She didn't respond publicly, but her silence spoke volumes. Instead, she went back into the studio that same night, reportedly writing a new track titled, "Closure Isn't Always Quiet." A few days later, Janie's mother spoke up for the first time, subtly but powerfully. In a comment on an Instagram post, she wrote, "Sometimes letting go is the kindest thing you can do for both hearts." Fans immediately connected it to the situation, and the comment section blew up. "Mama always knows," one fan wrote. "Listen to your mom, Jean," another added. Meanwhile, Sean posted a photo of himself meditating in his backyard with the caption, "Finding balance." Even Glorilla found herself indirectly connected to the drama when fans started tagging her in posts, saying, "Glorilla giving her dad peace while Jean and Sean chasing closure." She laughed it off during a live stream, saying, "Look, I just want everybody to be happy and treat their people right. You feel me?" Her genuine nature kept winning hearts, and soon fans began calling her the internet's emotional support artist. But just when things seemed like they might finally cool down, another shockwave hit. A clip began circulating online from a private listening event, one that Jeannie hadn't meant to leak. In the clip, she could be heard singing a new song with haunting lyrics. "You said forever," then blamed the weather when it changed. The tone was tender but filled with pain, and fans instantly knew who it was about. Within hours, the hashtag #YouBlameTheWeather was trending worldwide. People dissected every line, debating whether she was calling Sean out or finding her own closure through music. When Sean heard it, insiders say he was speechless. He sent her a message saying, "It's beautiful. I hear you." She didn't reply. Instead, she posted a simple quote later that night. "Some messages don't need an answer." Fans were obsessed. The emotional back and forth between them had turned into a real-life lyrical duel. Each song, each post a new chapter in their ongoing story. Meanwhile, Glorilla was preparing for her next big project, a charity concert to raise funds for single parents, inspired by her own father's struggles. She posted behind-the-scenes clips of rehearsals, smiling and laughing with her dad, showing the world what healthy family love looked like. It was the perfect balance to the heartbreak swirling online. One fan tweeted, "Glorilla is the light in all this celebrity mess. She's proof you can come from pain and still give love." Her concert sold out within hours. Then came the twist that no one expected. During an industry event, both Jean and Sean were invited to perform separately. Organizers reportedly placed them in different time slots to avoid awkward encounters. But as fate would have it, Sean arrived early while Jean was still rehearsing. Several crew members claimed the energy in the room shifted the moment they saw each other. "They just froze," one witness said. "It was like no one else existed for a second." They exchanged a polite nod, but the silence said more than words ever could. Later, during Sean's set, he performed one of their old collaborations. Halfway through, he paused and looked toward the wings of the stage where she stood watching quietly. The audience noticed and went wild. He smiled softly, finished the song, and walked off stage. The moment was brief, but it reignited every rumor imaginable. "They're getting back together," fans wrote. "This is their redemption arc." After the event, paparazzi caught them leaving separately, but just minutes apart. Still, one blurry photo captured what appeared to be them sharing a brief hug in the parking lot. It was grainy, but the image spoke volumes. Fans went into overdrive, captioning it, "Closure or Comeback." The debate took over social media for days, with everyone choosing sides. Glorilla, ever the symbol of good vibes, posted something that same night that unintentionally became part of the conversation. It was a short clip of her dad hugging her and saying, "Some love never really ends. It just changes shape." Fans immediately began sharing it alongside Jean and Sean's latest photos, turning it into a viral moment that blended both stories together. Behind the scenes, Jean and Sean were talking again, not romantically, but honestly. They had dinner once, away from cameras, where they finally admitted that while they still cared deeply, they'd both changed too much to go back. "We'll always be part of each other's stories," Jean reportedly said. Sean nodded, replying, "And I'll always root for you." It wasn't a reconciliation, but it was peace, the kind they hadn't been able to find before. The media, however, wasn't ready to let go. Outlets continued speculating, headlines screamed about secret dates and rekindled sparks, but those close to them insisted that this time, it was different. It wasn't about getting back together. It was about letting go with love. Still, fans weren't done hoping. Every smile, every subtle post, every playlist they shared was analyzed like a clue in a mystery. And just when the noise started to fade, one final twist would change how everyone saw their story forever. A week after that quiet dinner that was supposed to be the end, everything changed again, but not in the way anyone expected. Jean and Big Sean had finally reached that rare space between love and distance, where the hurt had settled but the memories still shimmered. They weren't angry anymore, just reflective. It could have ended peacefully right there, but the universe, it seemed, wasn't done writing their story. It began when a new interview with Big Sean dropped on a popular podcast. He looked calm, almost serene as he spoke about life, growth, and love. But when the host asked about Jeannie, his voice softened. "She's one of the realest people I've ever met," he said quietly. "I don't think people understand how much of my music, my peace, even my growth came from her energy. Growth came from her energy. We went through so much together. Even when it's over, that kind of love doesn't disappear." The clip spread everywhere within hours. Fans were crying in the comments, calling it the closure speech we didn't know we needed. Even those who had lost hope in love felt something stir again. Jean saw the clip too. Friends say she smiled for the first time in weeks, whispering, "He finally gets it." She didn't respond publicly, but the next day, she surprised everyone by attending Glorilla's charity concert for single parents, the same one fans had been hyping up for days. The energy there was completely different from the Hollywood chaos. People were laughing, dancing, celebrating family and resilience. Glorilla performed her heart out, dedicating a song to her father and saying, "This man taught me that real love is showing up, even when it's hard." Her dad, sitting in the front row, was crying again, his face glowing with pride. What happened next caught everyone off guard. Midway through the show, Glorilla paused and said, "We got a special guest tonight, someone whose music helped me through some dark days." The crowd went silent, then screamed as Jean walked onto the stage, smiling shyly, microphone in hand. She performed a soulful version of one of her old songs, her voice soft but powerful. Glorilla joined her on stage at the end, hugging her tightly and whispering something no one could hear. But the emotion was clear. Two women, different journeys, both radiating love and healing. The internet exploded again, but this time with positivity. Clips of that moment trended for days, fans calling it the energy shift we all needed. One comment summed it up perfectly. "In a world of heartbreak, seeing two queens lift each other up gives me hope." What most people didn't know, though, was that Big Sean had been watching the concert from home. According to an insider, he called Jean afterward, not to talk about the past, but to thank her. "That was beautiful," he told her. "You've always had a light in you." She smiled through the phone and replied, "Thank you for letting me find it again." There was silence, then laughter. Soft, nostalgic laughter. They talked for nearly an hour, not as exes or artists, but as two people who finally understood each other. In the days that followed, their fans noticed something different online. Instead of the usual drama, both began posting messages about gratitude, healing, and self-love. Jean shared a photo of the ocean with the caption, "Some endings are really just quiet beginnings." Sean posted a video of himself in the studio, saying, "This time, the music's for peace." They weren't rekindling anything romantic, but something deeper had been rebuilt: respect, compassion, maybe even friendship. Meanwhile, Glorilla's story continued to inspire millions. Her charity concert raised an incredible amount for single parents, and her heartfelt relationship with her father became a symbol of unconditional love. When a journalist asked her what message she wanted people to take away, she said, "No matter how much money or fame you have, love is still the thing that makes life worth it. Tell your people you love them while you can." That line spread everywhere, quoted in headlines, captions, and even tattoos. The intertwining of these two stories, Jean's heartbreak and Glorilla's gratitude, became the talk of the internet. One symbolized loss and renewal, the other love and family, and somehow they balanced each other perfectly. Fans began to call it the season of healing. People shared their own stories of forgiveness, writing things like, "If Jenny can find peace after all that, maybe I can too." But even in peace, a hint of mystery remained. A few weeks later, Jean released a surprise single titled "Open Skies." It wasn't bitter or sad. It was tender, full of quiet strength. One line stood out above the rest. "Thank you for teaching me love, even when it hurt." listeners knew exactly who it was about. Big Sean reposted the song on his story with a simple caption, "Beautiful, always." No drama, no shade, just mutual respect. It was the kind of ending fans rarely get in celebrity love stories. Bittersweet, mature, and real. As the months passed, their lives went in different directions. Jean went on to launch a wellness retreat program for women in music, focusing on mental health and balance. Big Sean started a mentorship initiative for young artists, teaching them how to navigate fame without losing themselves. Glorilla, meanwhile, continued to grow her music career, using her platform to spread positivity and unity. She even posted a short clip one day saying, "Love ain't always about romance, it's about being there, staying true and choosing peace." That clip went viral too, becoming a kind of mantra for fans of all three artists. What's fascinating is how these intertwined stories, one of heartbreak, one of gratitude, changed the tone of social media for a while. Instead of gossip, people were sharing lessons. Instead of mocking celebrity drama, they were rooting for healing. And that shift, even if temporary, showed how powerful these artists' stories were when told with honesty. In one of her final interviews about the whole situation, Jean was asked if she regretted anything. She paused for a moment, smiled gently, and said, "No, every chapter was necessary. Every heartbreak was a teacher. And if you really love someone, you don't need to hold on. You just wish them peace." The audience applauded softly, feeling the weight of those words. Big Sean, when asked about her months later, echoed the same sentiment. "We might not be together," he said, "but I'll always respect her. She showed me what real love looks like, even when it ends." And Glorilla? She kept spreading joy, posting clips of her father enjoying his new car, taking him on road trips, and laughing about life. In one video, he jokingly said, "I told y'all my baby girl was gonna make it." And Glorilla responded, laughing, "And I told you I was gonna buy you something shiny one day." The internet adored them. Every comment was filled with heart emojis and love. And so, from chaos and confusion came calm and clarity. Jean and Big Sean's decade-long love story didn't end with flames. It faded into something softer, wiser. Glorilla's love for her father reminded the world that not all love stories are meant to break your heart. Sometimes they mend it. And as the dust finally settled, fans realized that what began as scandal and heartbreak had quietly transformed into something much deeper. A reminder that healing, gratitude, and love in all their forms will always find their way back to the light. And that brings us to the moment where it all rests. The music, the love, the lessons, all still echoing softly in the hearts of millions who watched, learned, and maybe, just maybe, healed a little too. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of this roller coaster of emotions. From the heartbreak of Jhené Aiko and Big Sean's decade-long love story to the heartwarming bond between Glorilla and her father, this saga has given us everything. Tears, lessons, laughter, and most of all, growth. It's a rare thing to see two stories, so different yet so connected, unfold side by side. One showed us that sometimes walking away is the bravest form of love, and the other reminded us that giving back to those who raised us is one of life's greatest blessings. But here's the real question. Do you think Jean and Sean are truly done forever? Or could there still be a quiet spark left between them, waiting for the right time to reignite? And what about Glorilla's incredible journey? How many of us are inspired to show our families that same kind of love and appreciation? We want to hear what you think. Do you believe in second chances? Or do you think closure means moving on completely? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this story has had everyone talking. And your voice matters too. And if you felt every twist, every heartbreak, and every tearful smile in this story, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps more people find stories like this one. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into the latest celebrity drama, love stories, and moments that break the internet. Because in the world of fame and emotion, there's always another story waiting to unfold. Thank you for watching. Thank you for feeling with us. And remember, whether it's love, loss, or new beginnings, what matters most is how you grow through it. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep. Stay kind, stay curious, and keep.